What is good? Osiris here. Positive plus and plus the reason I said positive because I wanted to do positive stories on this channel. You know, just because I have another channel called Stuck in the Mid. You can follow me on Twitter too. I got another channel. It's just politics, and politics tends to be dark. There's some white pill moments right now, but I just wanted to do positive stuff. And then I said, well, it's not all going to be positive. Some of it's going to be plus. So it's positive plus some. And then it's from, I kind of took a play off of the Nas and AZ song from back in the day. And this one's going to be the plus. So don't, if you're on a flight, don't mess around with Mike Tyson.
This is George talking to Mike Tyson, bro. This shit crazy, bro. Mike Tyson. My dog done got lit, man. He over here rapping with Tyson. Mike Tyson trying to give us some shrooms. You don't know how to act. Tyson looking out, man. This shit crazy as fuck.
You should have never gave you his money.
Peasants. They're peasants.
JetBlue, net flight. My boy just got beat up by Mike Tyson. Turn that way. Yeah, he got fucked up. Just trying to ask for an autograph, man.
Hey. Hey, Mike, come on. Let's go stop back. Let's do the horse, man.
This is George talking to Mike Tyson, bro. This shit crazy, bro. Mike Tyson. My dog done got lit, man. He over here rapping with Tyson.
I'm going to mute it for a second. I'm going to mute it for a second and then go on. So could you imagine being on a flight and Mike Tyson is in front of you? That's crazy. That's crazy by itself. And is that, I don't fly first class. I don't know. Is that first class? I don't know. I've never flown first class. I'm with the plebs when I fly. This is JetBlue. I don't even know if JetBlue has first class. Maybe they do. JetBlue is the one that goes to Boston, right? They're probably one of the best airplanes I've ever been on, like experiences. They give you a warm towel. They're all nice to you. So Mike Tyson's probably getting on the plane like, this is going to be a good experience. It's a JetBlue flight. We're going from San Francisco to Florida, I think is where it was going. You don't have to wear the masks anymore. It's like everybody's like, everything's all good, right? And then Mike Tyson gets on the plane, and maybe that is first class, I don't know. And there's this young dude that just wants an autograph and just like, Mike, can I get an autograph? Mike, or whatever he's doing is bothering him. He's standing up over the chairs, and it's weird. Like nobody's around to see, like, wait a second. Like, do the flight attendants not understand Mike Tyson's on this flight? I'm not saying they would have done anything, but just looking at this video, and I'm like, that's Mike. And then there's a dude bothering Mike. Somebody might want to intervene. I mean, if this is the worst, this little scrape on the side of his head, that's nothing. And he's probably happy with that. He's probably going to take that all the way to the bank. Oh, he's going to be happy about that. That was the whole purpose of it, wasn't it? Mike took the bait. He went in, got it. But Mike was like, at some point after this dude kept bothering him, Mike was like, this work that I need to give him, here's Mike right here. This is the moment where Mike was like, the work that I need to provide for this dude's face is worth more than the money I will have to pay out. And I hope he doesn't have to pay out. Just based on the video, it looked like Mike was minding his own business. And then I don't know what the flight attendants were doing. Like, if I'm a flight attendant, I'm like, and if I'm the dude sitting next to that dude, I'm like, I'm out of here. Like this dude, I don't know if that dude's with Mike or what the case is. But if I'm the dude sitting, because it looks like there's a dude sitting next to the young man who was bothering Mike. So he's by himself now because the dude probably fled. I don't know what happened. But when Mike was doing this little inside, this little inside work on this dude, it looked like there was a guy, or maybe he's 2 rows behind. I don't know. But I'm not getting involved. If Mike is doing work, I'm going to let Mike do his work. I'm not a ref. I'm not getting in the middle of it. I'm going to let him go hands free and do what he needs to do. That will not involve me. I wasn't bothering Mike. That dude was bothering Mike. the side of his face is going to have to pay the price for what he was doing. But here's Mike getting in that work. Just a little inside game. What is this little? See, the dude's lucky Mike didn't have room. You see, his arm couldn't kind of get the hook power that he wanted to. Mike might want to annihilated that dude. Just the dude. Mike Tyson said, "I had enough," and here's that little light work. Mike Tyson gave him a little flight work. The dude, all he's doing is trying to hold on to Mike Tyson's arms while Mike Tyson's doing a little work. Oh, he didn't do that much there actually. When you put it in slow motion, it actually doesn't look as bad. Now, I don't think we saw all of it. Yeah, we didn't see all of it. Somebody had to get their camera up. But what we're seeing here is a right, then he might come with the left, right. So we get, well, you see a little three rights, no, uppercut, but a little glancing blow right. Then he tried to come with the left. No. Wow, I think he did. From this clip, I thought it was rights and left. He was giving them all rights. It was all coming from the right. He's lucky he didn't give him a left, but he must have given him a left at some point because the right side of the dude's face was the one side that had blood. Like here, you see it. He's going to show his face. Where did he show his face? Right here. So it's weird because all the work was coming from, maybe I'm missing something. Looked like all the work was coming from on this guy's left side. So I hope Mike doesn't have to pay anything out, but Mike's been in this position before. He's a hothead. We know that. He's been sued. Is it multiple times for punching people? He's got to be careful because he can be considered, I think he was at one point considered a deadly weapon because he's so trained in fighting. When he punches somebody, he could do some damage. So I don't know. I think he has been sued and had to settle before. So you make yourself a target. Mike, you gotta hang on and hold on. Now, if Mike Tyson is punching you, you probably did something wrong. I will fully acknowledge that. But Mike's the one that has money to lose. And you saw how happy the dude was. The dude was happy after he got that little bit. He's like, "Oh, I got that little bit of work. How much I'm going to get for that?" He might settle for what? I don't know. Inflation, he might settle for 50. You think 50? I'm just completely guessing. You keep poking the bear, man, the bear's going to go, "Arr!" And you're lucky, man. You put your life on the line for what, 50K? He's probably going to ask for more and maybe settle. He's probably hoping for 100K or something like that. And when you think about it, honestly, like if you don't have any morals and maybe you're young and stupid, you might say, "Hey, maybe I'll get a little bit of light work from Tyson. I'm on a plane. It's not going to really get out of control. The police can get involved." He did go to the police afterwards. Can you imagine that? Bothering Mike Tyson, then going to the police afterwards like he did something wrong. But if you don't have any scruples, if you get $1,000 off of it, maybe it was worth it to you. People are so used to being able to needle people, and we are a very litigious society. It's the lawsuits just come and go like for anything. And he's lucky. This dude that was bothering Mike Tyson is lucky that he made it out of that alive. Mike Tyson was being harassed. This dude was allegedly asking for an autograph, obviously trying to annoy Mike Tyson. That wasn't you saw it on video, was not in a way of a respectful type of manner. Mike was being harassed. And I fully support Mike in this one. He might have to pay. I mean, that's up for the courts. But if Mike Tyson said, "It's worth me teaching this young dude a lesson," if it's worth teaching him a lesson, then he might have to get this flight work. And there it is. This is Mike, just cool down. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. And then the other angle from this is, why do you need to serve alcohol on flights? They're just trying to make money. But it's dangerous. We've seen all kinds of crazy things happening in the air, especially under the pandemic stress and the mask stress and all that. And in general, even before TSA and 9/11, flying, it can be a stressful thing. You can see some people are just stressed out. Mike might have been stressed out. He just obviously wasn't in the mood. He was like, Mike's like, "Do you want my autograph? I will imprint it on the side of your goddamn face. And that's what he did. Risking your life. Let's say you knew for a fact Mike would have to settle for $100,000, which I think is really high, but I don't know. Would you risk your life? Would you risk light work with Mike Tyson on an airplane for $100,000? Man, if the angle was right, it could have been over. Mike didn't have room. Like, if Mike had room to like do a full hook, when you look at it, he was confined by the area. So he's trying to go right with his right, and he couldn't go right. He couldn't do it because of the plane. So the dude was trying to help Mike. The other dude, I would have got out the way. I would have been out the way. Like, when all this was happening with Mike Tyson, I would have been out the way. I would have been gone. Like, I don't know if that's Mike Tyson's bodyguard or what. But just like I talked about ASAP Rocky yesterday, if you got a bodyguard, you got to let your bodyguard do the work. I don't know if that's a bodyguard or what. If that's a bodyguard, that's a terrible one. Because that bodyguard's the one that should be throwing the hooks and taking the heat, and then Tyson will pay him, off for his troubles. But I couldn't believe when I saw this. Yeah, and then there's rumors. I'm just going to say rumors online. Do not know. So I'll just say hypothetically, if this is the case, I've seen people say that there was Mike was defending a woman flight attendant. The passenger apparently asked the flight attendant for something inappropriate, and I'll use the word like your body part, head, allegedly, and some other vulgar stuff as soon as he boarded. So we'll see if anything else comes out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything that Mike's still going to probably be in the wrong. But just to give context here, I think there's more here, obviously, from this goofball. Flying for me is not stressful. I fall asleep as soon as I get on the plane. But it was stressful for the right side of my dude's head. Let me know what you think. Take care.